Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We back in it. We back in it, man. I'm excited to be back in it. We had NFP last week, so we're going into a new week. We got some new opportunities. We got new news, and so we own it. And we're going to give everybody about 3 more minutes before we actually get started. If you guys have any pairs or anything that you want to put in the chat that you would like to see marked up, please put them in there and we'll get to those first. But in the meantime, happy Sunday, y'all. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, y'all. I'm excited about today. Hey, if y'all, like I said, if y'all have any pairs that y'all want to see marked up, please put them in the chat and I'll be happy to get to them. We got some real good opportunities coming in this week. We usually always have a pretty good week after NFP. But yeah, I'm excited for the week. Hey, what up though, bro? I see you up in there. Hey, like I said, if anybody have any pairs they want to see marked up, put them in the chat. Hey, did anybody trade NFP last week? Let me know if anybody traded NFP and how did y'all do? I traded NFP last week. I took an entry on gold, which actually did pretty good. I don't usually trade NFP, but the setup, I mean, this NFP was actually really easy to trade. So I just hope whoever traded it, you guys didn't over leverage, use proper risk management and all of that good stuff. And so we're gonna probably get started. We're gonna probably jump off in another couple of minutes or so. Yeah, before we hop in it. Also, you guys, we've added 2 more pairs that we're gonna start trading. We're gonna start trading Nas 100 and also NZD Chef. Nas, I like the way it moves. It actually moves pretty good. It moves, you know, it has some really good market structure, and it gives big pips. It pay out pretty good. It pay out almost like a gold / USD 30 type situation. So I've been playing around with that pair for the last few weeks, and so it's actually been working pretty good. And NZD Chef, one of the reasons why I want to start trading NZD Chef is because NZD Chef pay out a lot. So for example, like a USD pair, like if you have like a GBP USD or Euro USD, if you take a 0.1, that's $1 per pip. But for NZD Chef, if you take a 0.1, that is $1.11 per pip. So you actually get more, you know, more bang for your buck. So let's just say if you take a standard lot and it goes up 10 pips, that's $110 as opposed to just $100. All right, so yeah, those are a couple of new pairs I'm gonna add in there. Hey Ish, what's going on, man? Glad you can join us. Hey y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Y'all know how we do. We always start off with a word of prayer before we get into the charts. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for life, health, and strength, Lord. Lord, I pray that everybody who's on this call will be blessed by this call. I pray that there's some value that's added that can help someone to be profitable within the market this week. Lord, I pray that this channel continue to be a blessing, continue to be added value to those who actually engage with this channel. And Lord, we thank you, we love you, and we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all, let's get into it, man. Like I said, I'm excited, man, because we've been out of pocket with our streams for a while because my laptop was tripping. And so now I got a new setup. And I'm excited about it. Let me see if this actually works. Let's see if this this thing works. No, I ain't gonna worry about that. But anyway, we got a new setup, and so we ready to get into it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I ain't gonna delay. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. So as you guys can see, starting off this week, nothing really popping off for today or on Monday. As you can see, we had daylight saving time today, things like that. And so Tuesday, we're gonna start seeing a little bit of action on our GBP pairs during the London session. And so if you guys are trading GBP, and I know we have some individuals that want us to look at GBP as well, GBP USD. So we're going to look at that one actually first. And for those who are on now, if you have any pairs that you want to see marked up, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I'll be happy to get to them. Like I was saying, Tuesday, yeah, we see GBP is going to pop off during the London session. And then going into the New York session that day, we got USD, we got CPI. And so CPI, we usually see a lot of big moves on CPI. That usually happens right after NFP. So be mindful of Tuesday, 7:30 Central in the morning. So we definitely gonna see some news on USD pairs. I know CAD is here, and CAD don't have a red folder, but a lot of times we trade USD CAD as well. So we'll see some movement on that as well. Okay. Looking at Wednesday, you can see Wednesday we got core PPI. So we got a lot of action going in on Wednesday. We got the annual budget release, Empire State Manufacturing Index. So a lot of news is going in on Wednesday for USD and GBP at 7:30. We usually don't see GBP at 7:30 on the New York. And so for those who are trading GBP USD, it's going to be some big moves. So let's just make sure that we're mindful of that on Wednesday morning during the New York session. And then right around 4:45, kind of ending off, we have NZD. So around that time, I know I'm adding NZD Chef into the mix, but I will not be in any trades. I don't like to be in any trades when the market kind of shifts over around that time. So we do have NZD that's going to be popping off at 4:45. But I actually won't be in anything. So during the Asian session, we have unemployment change and unemployment rate for AUD. So for those who trade AUD, just be mindful of that. Going into Thursday, we got some news on USD around 7:30, and then we got the Euro around 8:15. We got monetary policy on Euro. So we definitely going to see some movement on the Euro on Thursday. And then ending the week off, we got USD right around 9 a.m. Central. We got the consumer sentiment, and we also have the inflation expectation. So we should see a little bit of movement on Friday as well. So like I said, we're in for a pretty good week this week as far as news and all of that good stuff. And so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We're gonna probably start it off with GU. And so we're gonna mark this thing up. Let me go ahead and change my screen a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and go to the full screen, and let's get into it. All right, so we always do top-down analysis. Go ahead and start with the daily and kind of mark this thing up. So as you guys can see, make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. So as you guys can see on GU, you know, initially we were bearish in this area here. You know, even with this, no, I'm not gonna say that one here. And then we had a break of structure or a change of character. You know, that some like to say a change of character. I kind of consider it as a break of structure, but you know, we all kind of talking the same language. So this one here, this is a daily break of structure here, or a daily chow. And so as you can see, for me, I'll probably be looking for a 50% pullback or such, you know, somewhere around this area here. It's our daily premium zone right up in this area. Okay, we can remove the fibs. And so in this area, there's a couple of POIs that I see. Like for example, we can see we have a daily demand zone right here. In this area, and we also have an imbalance or a fair value gap, you know, whichever one you decide to call it, right in this area right here. Okay, so that's from a big picture perspective. That's what we're looking for. So we want to ultimately see GU kind of come down in this area some more, but let's go ahead and break it down on the smaller time frames to actually see exactly what's going on. Okay, so if we look at this on GU, we know we had the break of structure, and so from a 4-hour perspective, we see that we were bullish initially. We see we were staircasing up, and then we broke structure on a 4-hour time frame right in this area here. Okay, so we just want to make sure we look at the whole big picture and see exactly what's going on. And so of course, when we break structure, we want to see a pullback, and as you guys can see, this thing has pulled back, you know, more than 50%, which, let me go ahead and make my screen a little bigger so you guys can see it. Okay, so this thing has pulled back to this 4-hour supply right up in this area right here. We got an H4 supply right up in this area. This is the last up counter before the down move. We can see price playing around in this area. And then we can also see that we had a break of structure and price is starting to staircase on down. Okay, so looking at that, we see that currently we're in bearish momentum right now. So if we kind of mark this up, you know, we kind of look at, we got a high there, lower low in this area, lower high, lower low, right in this area right here. And if we make this a little bigger, we can tell like in this area it's almost like equal lows, so to speak. So in this area, this one is actually still a little lower, but this, you know, you can kind of look at all of this as liquidity and things like that. And so, but this is our lower low here. And let's check this out up in this area. And this is our last lower high in this area right here. Uh-oh. It's our last lower high in this area. So as you can see, price is creeping up on this area. And we have a supply zone here that price has already tapped into. It's our 4-hour supply. Okay, and so now we can see it tapped into this area of supply and it's starting to trickle down. So let's go ahead and break it down to the 1 hour. Can't really see anything different on a 1 hour. Price action still looks almost the same. And so, but one of the things that we kind of notice on the 1 hour though, is we have a 1 hour supply right up in this area here. And we also have an imbalance on the 1 hour right in this area here that has not been mitigated yet. Price has not tapped into that. But we can see, if we're looking at price right now, we can see that price has given us a bearish, bullish, bearish in this area right here on the 1 hour as well. And so price kind of retapped into this area, and we can see it close with a bullish, bearish, bullish, which is a continuation pattern to go up. First, it gave us a continuation pattern to go down, kind of retested. So we possibly looking for price to possibly come up in this area before it actually continues down. So let's look at the 15 to actually see what we can see. So pretty much some of the same things on this area. Let's drop to the 5 minute. Pretty much the same thing. We don't really have anything that's, you know, that kind of stick out like a sore thumb. So right now, one of the things I would like to see, because we're in bearish momentum, one of the things I would like to see, like I said, I would like to see if price will come back, kind of tap into this area up in here before it kind of dips to the downside. Let's check something else out right quick before we move on. And we can tell on this, we have higher high, higher low, we still, you know, on this smaller time frame, this 5 minute time frame, so to speak, we're kind of in bullish momentum, but ultimately we're looking for sales right now. We're looking for sales because prices come up. It has not broken this 1 hour or 4 hour lower high in this area. And so it tapped into the supply. And so we're looking for price to come down and pretty much take out this low here, kind of take out this liquidity. And like I said, because on a higher time frame, we're retesting on a daily. So we're in bearish momentum. So I'm looking for sales. Now, if price, like I said, if price breaks this area, then I'll probably be looking for buys. But that's pretty much what I'm looking for on GU. So what we could do is we can possibly set some alerts in this area. So we see that on the 5 minute as well, we have a couple of things. So the first initial thing, we have another 5 minute supply in this area here. And I don't want to mark up, you know, too much stuff in here to make individuals confused, but these are just things that just kind of stick out. And so, like I said, for me, I'm looking for price to tap up in this area so we can actually set an alert right on this area here. And I'll actually put this alert, make sure that this actually goes into our Discord for an alert for everybody. So we'll call this gold. You know what? We'll say gold. I don't want to put it on that area. Let's just kind of put it before this 5 minute. We'll say, not gold. What am I talking about? GU approaching POI. That's what we'll call it. Okay. We'll put it in this area as well. Make sure we got our web hook, that way it goes to what we need it to go to. And yep, there we go. All right, so we have our GU alert on there as well. Another thing that we want to do is if price breaks this area here, we can put another alert in this area. If price breaks this area, this is a 15 minute higher low. So this here would be a 15 minute show or a 15 minute break of structure. That way we can actually see, all right, you know, if it don't decide to go up in this area and decide to break this, then this can possibly be, okay, a show or break of structure, then come back for the retest. But it'll be something to note. That way we don't miss it. We don't miss the big move. GU 15 minute break of structure. Okay, make sure we got our web hook on. All right, we good. All right. So like I said, that's pretty much what I see on GU. Right now we're in bearish momentum. It's tapping into the supply, and I want to see it pretty much trickle down from that point. All right. So let's go ahead and look at EU. Also, you guys, for those who are just joining us, if you have any pairs you want to see marked up, please put them in the chat, and we'll make sure we get to them. All right, so let's go ahead and look at EU. One of the things that we noticed on EU is we kind of sort of have some of the similarities with GU as well. We got a daily break of structure in this area. And so of course, we always want to look for a 50% retracement, you know, to see if price will kind of give us that retracement what we're looking for, you know, right into premium pricing and things like that. Okay, so from there, as we can see right now, price is kind of giving us a retracement, but let's drop to the 4 hour to kind of hone in on price and actually see exactly what's going on. Okay. So from a 4 hour perspective, let's see what we got. Okay, we got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It looks ugly, that's what we have. And so ultimately on the 4 hour, we had a break of structure in this area here. Okay. And so with this 4 hour, let's actually see if price is starting to trickle back a little bit. Maybe, kind of, sort of. So we at least want to see price kind of come into this area up in here. All right. And so in this area, if we're looking at this, we can see clear as day, we have a 4 hour supply here that has not been mitigated. Just sitting off in the rafters, just waiting for somebody to come talk to them and all of that good stuff. And then we also have, you know, another one up in this area here. Both of them just sitting off, just waiting for somebody to come talk to them. All right. And so we have, you know, inefficiencies and imbalances, all of that kind of thing as well. So we want to actually see price kind of come back to that area, possibly for our retest. Okay. But if we kind of look at price right now, let's drop down to possibly the 1 hour just to kind of see what price is doing down in this area. So on the 1 hour, we can see, let's actually start from this point here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. Actually, this one here. Yeah, this is our last lower high in this area here. Okay. And we can see price kind of wicked up through it, possibly taking out liquidity, but I think it actually might go a little higher anyway, because I'm looking for it to go up in that golden zone. So we can say this is a 1 hour break of structure. We're on top. All right, this is our 1 hour break of structure. So one of the things that we want to see, let me drop to the 15. So if we look at this on a 15-minute time frame, and one of the things I'm big about is for bodies to actually close above an area. And so we can see that we've gotten some bodies to actually close above this on a 15-minute. And so what that can entail is, you know, price, you know, in essence gave us a break of structure on the 15-minute time frame. Okay. And when we look at that, hold on 1 second, you guys. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, I'm back. So what that entails is, you know, I'm looking for price to actually come back into this area before it actually shoots up. So if we're looking at this, we can say, okay, we have a demand zone down here in this area that price can possibly tap into before it goes up. So one of the things that we can do to kind of, you know, look at both areas is we can see we had consolidation down in this area here. And so this is actually our low in this area. Fibonacci tool right up in this area here. Hey Rome, I got you. NZD Chef, I got you. And so right up in this area right here, we got our golden zone that we want to see price actually tap into. And you can see it's actually resting right on the 50. And so one of the things, EU likes to retrace off the 50 a lot. Sometimes it don't go all the way to the 61.8 or the 78.6. So sometimes it'll retrace off this 50 and that thing will just go its merry way. It'll just shoot up. And then when it's coming back down, it'll, you know, kind of fulfill all of these inefficiencies and all of that. But it's known for bouncing off the 50. So that's something to be mindful of as well. Because right now you guys can see I mean, we have a demand zone right here. You know, this is fair game that it can actually, you know, kind of bounce off this 15-minute right here and kind of shoot to the top side if it wants to. So let's just drop to the 1 minute or the 5 just to kind of see if there's any indication that it wants to do that. And it could be possible. It could be possible. The reason why I say that is because if we're looking at the 1 minute, which it haven't given me my confirmation, so I probably wouldn't take it. But if we're looking at the 1 minute, we can see lower low, lower high. What are we looking at? Lower low, lower high, lower low. And this can be considered. This could be considered as a break of structure or a show, but it's too choppy for me. This can be considered as a 1 minute break of structure. It's just way too choppy for me. And like I said, it still didn't quite get all the way down to that 50 as of yet. Because when you look at this, if I hone in on price kind of big right now, price kind of tapped into this demand zone right here. We got a 1 minute demand zone with this imbalance right here. And we can see price kind of tapped into it twice, bang, bang. And so we're consolidating right now. And so we don't know if it's gonna shoot up or down or whatever the case may be, but it's consolidating, so I don't really want to fool with it. But however, what this could probably possibly do for us is, you know, it can possibly break out into a consolidation strategy or pattern that we've traded before. But like I said, it's too choppy right now, and it hasn't already. Well, let's see. Yeah, it actually did wick the 50. So it's fair game. It's fair game. But for me, I need to wait for more confirmations before anything happens. Let me see. Lower, low, lower, high. I at least want to see this area right here broken. If I get a 5 minute break of structure, if I get a 5 minute break of structure or a CHO and then retest and shoot to the top side, I'll hop in that. I'll do something like that. But right now it's too risky, so we just want to be patient. And so we'll say EU 5 minute break of structure. All right, let's make sure we put these in our Discord chat. So let's make sure we got our joints. That way everybody can be notified when these kind of go off. Got our notification, there we go. All right, perfect. All right, so 5 minute break of structure, if we kind of get that on the on EU. Another thing, I want to set another alert possibly down here, because if it break through this area here, then I'm gonna be looking for price to come down to this area and possibly shoot to the top side. So we can add another alert here that says EU broke first POI. We can possibly say that. Oops. Throw this here. Okay, so we can look at that alert as well. So we got 2 alerts on the EU that we can look for. Because like I said, ultimately what we're looking for, you know, and if price, you know, like I said, if price not ready to, you know, break up through this area, you know, we just gotta, you know, see what the market gonna give us. All right, but that's what I'm pretty much looking for. I'm ultimately looking for price to come up here and then possibly shoot down to the downside. All right. Let's go ahead and look at NZD. Let's go ahead and jump to NZD Chef right quick, y'all. All right. This is one pair that I kind of borderline had marked up a little bit. And like I said, for those who wasn't on the call earlier, the reason why we've added NZD Chef is because NZD Chef actually pays out a little bit more than normal pairs. So if you took a 0.1 on NZD Chef, instead of it being $1 per pip, is actually $1.11 per pip. So if you took a standard lot and you went for 10 pips, instead of you getting $100, you're gonna get $111, which is actually pretty cool. All right, so let's look at this pair. And so as you guys can see from a daily perspective, we are bearish. You know, we have lower low, lower high, lower low, and things like that. All right, and so price possibly is, you know, it might come down, break through this lower low. That's what I'm looking for. Because it's bearish, I want to see price actually, you know, kind of bust through these lows here. Okay, we drop to the 4 hour, we can see we're pretty much in bearish momentum. Add that one there, possibly add another here. As you can see, we're pretty much staircasing, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And so last week the market ended with price actually wicking off this 30-minute imbalance. But there's also another imbalance, possibly a little bit lower in this area here. There's a daily imbalance right here. I don't know if price will get down that far as of yet. It possibly will, because like I said, we're bearish from a daily perspective anyway. But one of the things that might happen from this point, because we can see on a 1 hour time frame, you know, price closed with a bearish, bullish, bearish. I'm sorry, a bullish, bearish, bullish, which is a continuation pattern. But one of the things we have to be mindful of is this candle here, the body didn't close above this body. So, you know, it's still a little, it's a little weak. It's not as strong as I would like it to be. This is not even a bullish engulfing because it never engulfed this candle here. So that's something we want to be mindful of as well. Drop to the 15-minute time frame. As we can see, we're staircasing up. However, our last area for a break point is right up in this area here. This is our 15-minute break of structure area. Because as you can see, you know, from a 15-minute perspective, you know, we're staircasing down. We're staircasing down from here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, like I said, it's ugly, but it works. So we want to kind of wait and be patient to see what price is going to do. A couple of things that we can note is we have a imbalance right in this area here. Price can possibly tap into this and continue downward. And we also have a 15-minute supply right up in this area here. Okay, so we can see price tap into this, shoot down. We can see price tap into this one, shoot down, either one. But what I want to do is possibly put an alert right before this area here. NZD Chef approaching POI. Let's make sure we add our webhook and all of that good stuff. So we can add that there. That way when it's approaching this area, we can see and possibly drop to, if it tap into this 15-minute supply, we can drop to maybe a 5 or a 1 minute and see if it'll give us a small chow or break of structure on a smaller time frame to continue our descent going down, you know, or it possibly can come up a little higher in this area here because this supply hasn't necessarily been mitigated either. I want to make sure we don't miss all of this stuff either. This is another 15-minute supply. Okay, so we can look at, you know, those different things as well. If it break through these and then we break through this, then we know, okay, price is possibly turning around. But like I said, I think price will possibly, you know, continue going down. However, because we're so low on this point right here, when we come back to the 4 hour, you know, we possibly, you know, because we're at a low, we possibly looking at price to come up, give us another lower high, and then continue like that. Okay, so either one, we just want to be mindful and make sure that we're ready for either, you know, either way the market decides to go. And, you know, we just want to position ourselves to be ready for either situation. We don't know if it's going to come up and continue down, or possibly come break some structures and go up to give us that lower high on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so that's pretty much what we're looking for on NZD Chef. Me personally, what I would like to see, it break structure here and give us a retest and then shoot to the top side. Because what we possibly can do if it does that, let's just say give us a break of structure, come back and retest. I mean, we have imbalances and a lot of unhealthy price action that needs to be mitigated. So if we're down here in this area here, that's about 75 pips or so up to this area, and possibly up here as well. So we have a lot of room that we can play with to come up here before it goes back down. Even at the top of this peak here, that's about 180 something pips that we can possibly catch on this pair from a retracement and then come back down. So we just want to be mindful and see exactly what it's going to do. All right, but that's in NZD Chef. Okay, let's look at gold, and then we're going to look at NAS 100. Okay, let's go ahead and look at gold. So last week on gold, you know what, before we actually look at last week, let's look at the big picture on gold and what gold is actually doing. Okay, a lot of you guys don't know that gold is one of my favorite pairs to trade. And so gold, we can see, is pretty much doing some of the same things that EU is doing. Gold had a break of structure back in December, and it went all the way up to around 1960, and we're starting to get our retracement now. I don't know if it'll come back to this 50%. I would like to see it, but we don't know, because right now, if you kind of look at what price is doing, let me see something. Price is giving us a double bottom right here on a daily, and that's how price kind of closed. It gave us a doji right in this area here, and then price started to trickle up, and it took out this short-term high here, and it's creeping up on these areas in this area over here. Okay, so if we drop it down to the 4-hour, we can see a huge double bottom in this area here. 4-hour, we had a break of structure and a retest right into a 4-hour demand zone in this area. And so what we did is we broke it down to the 15-minute, which were some of the trades that we took last week, which were actually really, really good trades. And so on a 15-minute, we had break of structure, price came back to this 15. I mean, we had a POI in this area here. Price came back, wicked us in, played a little bit, and then it shot off. And so in this area here as well, one of the things that we targeted another entry. And so we can see that price was given higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Price came back, tapped into this inefficiency, taking out this liquidity in this area here, tapped into it, didn't give us really little to no drawdown, and then that thing shot up, taking out both of these areas in which I was looking for. And then for NFP, we had a lot of action in NFP, and I ended up catching this move here for about 150 pips. We was in and out of the market real easy. Okay, but as of right now, if we look at gold, one of the things that I can see is gold is possibly targeting this one hour supply right here. And so, but gold might actually go a little higher because we got this break of structure on the 4-hour. We got a lot of unhealthy price action, all of these imbalances that have not been fulfilled, all of this stuff here. And ultimately we're bullish because, like I said, it might not, because this is a daily time frame, it might not get down to this daily premium zone. This might be the ascension right here. We might be looking at price to come all the way up. So because of that, we just want to be mindful, and ride the wave. So right now I'm looking for price to come up to this 1 hour, supply. And I want to see exactly what price is going to do. Is it going to give us a CHO or a break of structure on a 5-minute or a 15? Any one of those. We just want to be mindful of what price is actually going to do. So, but right now, we might can capitalize off, sticking with the trend. Because right now, when you look at this, let me find this here. Right now, 15-minute perspective, higher high, higher low, higher high. And so what price possibly can do, let me remove these. We don't need these anymore. When we're looking at this, we can throw on this situation right here, and we can say, okay, this is our golden zone. We're gonna continue to ride this wave up. Oh, what am I doing? If we're gonna continue to ride this wave up, we can say, okay, price can tap into this area and then shoot to the top side, possibly right here, align with this negative 61.8, right with our hourly supply. And so we can see that, we have a couple areas. We have this demand zone here on the 15-minute. That's fair game because it's right there in our premium zone. We also have, let's see if this one, nope, this one haven't been mitigated either. And we have this demand zone right here. 15-minute. Either one of these are fair game that we can possibly, tap into. We drop it to the 5-minute. We can see we can actually, fix this one a little bit, kind of refine this one down to the 5-minute right here, because we have an imbalance in this area here. So we can change this. And this is right within our golden zone. 5-minute right here. You know what? Let's keep the 15 on there and then add the 5-minute. That way we can see them both. 5-minute right there. And so what we can do, we can set an alert right in this area here and say gold approaching golden zone. That way we can be mindful when that happens as well. Okay, gold approaching the golden zone in this area here. However, if price breaks this high, then we know price is just going to go ahead and continue up. It's not going to retrace back to that area that we think it might. So we can set another alert here and say gold breaks the 15-minute high. Gold breaks 15-minute high. Yeah, 15-minute higher high. Okay, so we can kind of look at it like that. That way we're kind of covering both sides, both of our bases. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I see on gold. I see gold coming up to this 1-hour supply, and then we'll see exactly what it's going to do from that point forward. Okay, all right, so now let's look at Nas 100, and then we'll backdoor and come back with USD CAD. Okay. And also, if you guys have any other pairs that you want to see marked up, please put them in the chat and we'll definitely get to them. Okay. All right, let's look at Nas 100, you guys. Like I said, this is a pair that we actually just started messing around with for the past 2 or 3 weeks or so. And so I like the way it moves. It moves really, really smooth. And so when we look at this, there's a lot of big moves on a daily from this pair. So we can see from a daily perspective, lower low, lower high, lower low, played around in this area, gave us a break of structure, gave us a retest that tapped into, let me make this a little bigger, that tapped into this supply here. I'm sorry, demand zone here. But it also kind of broke through, kind of taking out liquidity, actually tapping into this one here. So we can actually refine this to this demand zone right here. Price typed into that daily demand zone, and then price started to trickle up. Okay. So Now, where are we right now? Let's drop to the 4-hour, because a lot of these are some big moves. This here is like a 1 candle pullback, not 2, so that's not necessarily a swing. On a smaller time frame, yeah, but let's see exactly what we have. So if we drop to the 4-hour, we can actually see our peaks and valleys, and we can see our high, our low, our high, right in this area right here, because this is all noise in between this area here. Okay, and so if we look at this closely, let's put a line on there and see. We got some small bodies that actually broke through this area here on the 4-hour, and we can see but one of the things that we can see is this could be considered as, you know, because we got body closures on a 4-hour time frame, this could be considered as the break of structure and the retest. Even though I don't like seeing it that small like that. Can you guys see that? We got body closures. We definitely got body closures. And so with that, we can see price tapped into this supply here, this 4-hour supply, and let's actually measure to see if that was 50%, which I believe it was. Oh yeah, it wicked all the way past the 61.8, tapped into the supply, and then it continued down. However, one of the things we noticed as well on this area here, we had a 1-hour break of structure. Okay, and this possibly can be you know, considered as this wasn't necessarily a break of structure for this area here. It's just coming down, and it might, you know, continue to the top side, you know, because on a daily, let's remember that on a daily, we're bullish. Okay, 4-hour didn't necessarily break. I mean, we got the bodies, but it could be, you know, a chance that it continue upward. So we got this breaker structure on a 1-hour, and this can be our retest. And then we'll look at what happened in this area here. We closed the week with a bullish, bearish, bullish, and this candle body closed above this candle body here. So that lets us know price wants to go up. Okay, it closed on a bullish, bearish, bullish. Let's drop it down to the 15 minute. 15 minute, we got a double bottom in this area right here. Okay, right in this area here, we have a 15-minute demand, and let's see something. Let's drop it to a smaller time frame and see what we have. Okay, so we have lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, because these right here, let's make sure these are equal. I believe they are. Yeah, this one is lower. This one is lower. So our last lower high is in this area right here. However, if we drop to the 1 minute, you know, possibly capitalize off of some of this, but it wouldn't serve for a good risk management. So I would kind of sort of be patient, you know, just to kind of see exactly what it's going to do. Cause yeah, we got, you know, we have these equal lows here and things like that. So our last structural point is all the way up in this area here. Okay, so I would just be patient for that. But we can also add another alert at the bottom for those who would trade NAS. You know, we can add another alert at the bottom here. And if I just saw my wife just responded to my thanks, G. I don't know what my wife talking about. We can add another alert here to say, you know, Nas kind of broke the lows. Nas 100 breaks lows. You know, we can kind of look at it from that perspective. We'll put that in there as well. And so with this particular pair, you guys, if you haven't traded or back tested this pair, don't really fool with it. Don't fool with it, because you might not understand the ebb and flow of this pair. So if you haven't traded this, like I said, please back test it before you trade it. I back tested this pair, and like I said, I've been trading this pair for the past 3 weeks, and it's been actually pretty good to me. So just because I tell you that it's been pretty good to me, you know, everybody trades different. So just make sure that you guys back test it if this is a pair that you actually want to start trading. Okay. Last but not least, we're gonna close it out with USD CAD, because I don't see any other requests in the chat. So if we're looking at the daily for USD CAD, we can see that we broke structure on the daily, and I'll show you guys. So we higher high, higher low, higher high, and we can see that this blue candle is the top here, and we have 1, 2, 3 candle pullback in this area here. Okay, so this is our break of structure point on the 1 hour in this area here. Okay, this is our daily BOS. Price came back to retest, and then it started trickling down, and now it come all the way back up into this area right here. So price, you know, I guess it didn't want to break through like it actually wanted to do. Okay, so now we just trade what the market gives us. So let's drop to the 4 hour. Okay, and if we're looking at the 4 hour, we have easy pricing right up in this area. We can actually play with the 4 hour structure, which makes it actually pretty easy to trade. So check it out. We got higher high, higher low, higher high, another possible higher low in this area right here. Okay, so we can say, okay, we can trade within this leg, and we can call this H4 higher low, and we can say this is protected, because we know if price breaks this area, we'll put that in red. If price breaks this area, then we know price wants to turn around. Put that on the bottom. Okay, and then we can put this at the top and say this is our higher high. We know this is weak, because we expect price to break that. Higher high, we'll say weak. Put that back in black. Okay, all right, so we can just play within this leg of structure from the 4 hours. So let's go ahead and drop it to the 15 minute. I'm pretty sure the structure is going to pretty much almost look the same, kind of sort of. And so with that, one of the things that we can see is that price came up to this supply right here, this 15-minute supply. Price tapped, you know, wicked at it, you know, a little bit shy of it. Let's move this down a little bit. Right there, wicked it and started trickling down a little bit. Okay, but we want to be mindful that we don't want to jump the gun on this, because like I said, it can just break through this weak high here. Let's drop to the 5 minute on this. Okay, on the 5 minute, I do see an imbalance all the way up in this area with a 5 minute supply as well. We have a 5 minute supply right up in this area right here. And so just got to be patient on this one, guys, because we don't know what it's going to do. You know, my expectation is it's going to blast through this H4 higher high. You know, let's see. This is the 1 minute. Yeah, because right here, this is no structure. There's just a long line of just price action here. And so it haven't even really broken anything. So unless price actually comes down to this area and breaks this low here, I mean, we're not really looking at price to really do too much. We're still playing within this leg of structure. But like I said, I'll put an alert here because I'm expecting price to actually break this week high here and then give us a pullback. USD CAD breaks higher high. Oops. That's what I'm pretty much looking for. And there we go. All right. So we also have an alert down here. If it breaks this area, this is our 15-minute, or I would just say break of structure. I mean, because it's pretty much all the structures in one, kind of, sort of. Make sure we add this to our Discord alerts. Okay. And that's pretty much what we're looking at, you guys. That's what we're looking at for the market. Like I said, we have a lot of news this week that should definitely push pairs to where we need them to go. Make sure you guys using proper risk management. Another thing is I'm going to be dropping a video this week on how to properly choose your lot sizes, how to calculate your lot sizes. And so we're gonna this week is gonna be dedicated to risk management, lot sizes, things like that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, feel free to put them in the Discord, ask me any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And if there are any videos that you guys would like to see, please let me know and I'll get them out. But other than that, hey, I want to appreciate you guys for jumping on today. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to start getting back to our consistent streamings now that I have a computer that can actually handle it. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I'll see y'all on the next video. We out.